water with another word where there is scarcity of water, then that will be useful for the people who have water scarcity, and the people who had plenty of water may suffer with floods that may damage their villages. So if we intermix the rivers with plenty of water people, plenty of water villages and water scarcity villages, that will be beneficial. And coming to food conservation, the only way for food conservation is not wasting the food. We should produce minimum amount of food which we need, and that will be the food conservation.
And in my view, saving the water is by increasing the groundwater levels, we can decrease surface and we can save the water in dam so that future generations can use that water, and it also increases the soil fertility. And according to me, conserving the food is by when we buying a thing, we should stop buying too much food so that we cannot waste them, and we should think twice before buying the food, and we should also think twice before throwing the food away.
When we develop by the usage of water in our domestic thing, should not wash vehicles regularly. Water for that things, and we should decrease the amount of volume of toilet flushes, all these things for domestic purposes. Conservation of food can be done by taking the amount of food that which we need, that's it, and we should change the waste food as a organic manure, or we should donate to, we should donate any animal farming, any animal development centers.
And according to me, mulches should be added to the plants trees. Mulches in the sense, the thing which reduces the rate of evaporation in the water or in the ground. So this mulches creates a less transmission between or less decreases the rate of reaction, rate of evaporation. So much water can be saved, and we should take less shower, and we should decrease the volume of the tanks in toilets.
Addressing the point, the water conservation can be done in two methods. One is by the rain harvesting, controlling the flood management, and building the check dams, and all those kinds is quite important. But the real thing is awareness among the people. The people should know how much water they are wasting every day, so that they can improve on it and they conserve more water. While coming to food, according to the survey conducted by the Indian Express, 40% of the daily food is wasted. While coming to the conservation of the food, one has to be very particular about the demand and supply. One has to be very confined about the fact demand and supply. Anyone can constrain themselves to the demand and supply. Most of the food wastage can be avoided. In my point of view, while I conclude the point, by the way, conservation really impacts the water and food wastage, and also awareness among the people is really very important thing that everyone should be focused on. Thank you.
We need to apply all the scientific ways we learned in our childhood. It's not just saying to children, don't waste water, don't waste food, don't waste fish. But we need to apply all the applications. Most of the water saving methods we use some overflow detectors, or soaking roads, or drip irrigation, whatever. And when coming to food, we should maintain the ration first. Because when it comes to food, if it is stale food, we can use it for menu. And if it's fresh food, we can donate. But maintaining the food properly in the ration is most important to conserve food.
The government should create a committee for this particular problem. Majority of the problems will be rectified, and only the problems of this particular society can be solved by all people of this particular society.
My point of view, I am saying that now all of us will see functions, they waste a lot of food. But we can save that food with this phone. Phone is the basic need of now modern technology. If we call to any old age homes or any old age home or for homes, they will take the food and they will save the food what they want to get. So by this we want to share our food which we wasted, and we want to know how much food we need. And when we come to our student in science, we have so many methods to save the food and water. When we see in seawater, we can purify seawater by separating the salt and water. There are some projects which will separate the salt and water in ocean by the ocean water. So we want to implement, and government, it is very cost. but government want to implement by the sum of the budget which they provided. So if they implement, it will save the water, and they want to save food by saying to the farmers how much the food they want to cultivate, and saying to the people, and taking the awareness in the people how much food they want to eat, and how much food they want to make it. Thank you.
The fines should be implemented to the people who are wasting food daily. So if the fines are implemented, then only the food wastage can be solved by the government.
The main reason for this food wastage is there is no planning for the food consumption. Initially, we should plan we should how much the quantity of food that we should consume, and we should cook initially the same quantity or same amount of food. The main problem is at present days everyone is cooking a large amount of food, and they are not able to consume it and constantly eat it. So they are wasting. The main reason for food conservation is this. So we should develop it, and we should abolish it.
Many companies in the increase of demand, to supply to reach their demand, they are manufacturing the food items without taking proper measures, so that they are expiring very soon before the expiry date. So that's what we have to focus upon. Proper technology and scientific methods should be implemented in that purpose, so that they should be in that purpose we can consume the food too, and the food will be for a long time. So that's what we have to focus on.
I want to say that when we see in Africa, so many cities and so many states, they're not their food. Even crop will be not cultivated then. When we see in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because of some toxic materials in nuclear bomb, the food is not cultivated. When we want to see the situations and we want to get awareness, when we get awareness in our mind, we are the first one who want to aware, and we want to try to say all our surroundings and community about this way, about how the food is precious and how the water is precious. So many members are dying without this food and water. So we want to know that, and we want to take a balanced diet. But in balanced diet, there is it's a small quantity of food, but we get the all proteins. And we want to take the water which is limited. And when we see in cricket stadiums and football stadiums, they will waste more water every day. But if they plan to spread the water in the ground in a particular time, once per day, so they can save the water, and they can share the water with other members. So thank you.
If we continue to waste food and water in the same way as we do now, in future we may not have food and water, and we may even have to take tablets. Saving water and food is the basic sense for all the humans. It is not that some committee must do it. Every individual must have some sense to do it on their own. Further, spreading awareness among the people is the most important, and also the organization of food and water is another most important thing. For example, in a week we may buy more vegetables so that they are cheap. But as the time passes, they may spoil, and it is nothing but food wastage. How much we want, that is the main requirement. We have to organize the things very well in a good way.
Wasting of water also depends upon the water pollution, because when the water is polluted, the water is wasted. So we need to stop water pollution as soon as waste we can do. And the food must be we have a balanced diet and a consumption of food, because in India most of the people die out of hunger and poverty. So there is no proper plan of consumption of food. So we need to maintain a proper plan of consumption and production of food, where food is reached to everyone, not wasted.
Many countries in the world are following the more ancient Indian techniques. So that is the thing we have to follow the first.
According to me, we should not use more water in festivals. For example, only so many members are wasting water with the colorful, with the different colors, and we should construct dams by the government. It is its responsibility to construct dams to save rainwaters and etc. And according to the food, we should contact the small scale industries, and we should purchase it from there, and we should not waste food, because food is precious. Thank you.
Academic is a real solution to this problem. The water, most of it flows out of the state to oceans while it's raining or raining. So when we plant some plants, wherever the water flows, we can percolate them into the ground, so we can conserve more groundwater. We can conserve water as groundwater, and we can use it for future purposes. So it's best way to increase the water level. than rather than wasting.
As we have come to the conclusion that awareness is important, let's move to next thing. We have got enough solutions.
No, I have one more point. So, the point is that instead of wasting time in TV for entertainment, I want to request the central government is that to make a program which is daily or weekly once is telecast in the news and to create awareness about steps of conservation of water and food, so that it will create more awareness in the public. So I want to request the government.
I think we got enough of the solutions, and each and every solution has some uniqueness with science added to it, and that's what this is all about. So let us move to the next problem, that is how can we increase the production, that is the manufacturing capability.
We can increase the manufacturing capacity by reducing the machine time by reducing the machine downtime and by using artificial intelligence and robotics and even using specializations and even by organizing the workspace very efficiently and by increasing the logistics supervisors.
That is my point of view. When we added the artificial intelligence to the machineries, then it will be very better. Why? Because when we operate, when we command our phone to say one thing, the phone will do that thing. So when we command our machine to do the thing, so the machine will do. When we combine this AI to the machinery, then it will work for us, and more production will increase. And when we come to about robotics, the robotics is I think the best way to increase the production. Why? Because if humans have the somewhat I want to say this, they will strain and they can't do work after some time. If robotics just need battery and they need just charging. If you charge them, they'll do work continuously. So I think this is a better way, and we want to give the basic facilities to the workers who are working there. So by this they can get interest to work and they will start the production more. Thank you.
According to me, combining the technology and improving the machines would be the best way to increase the productivity. Not only according to the machines, also the availability of raw materials is another more important thing to increase the production. If there are no raw materials, what we will do with machines? So we need to place the factories in such a places where the raw materials are easily available. And the quality of raw materials must be good. With the bad quality of raw materials, what products are we going to get? And even when we get, what is the use with it? And as I said that we need to place the factories where we get the raw materials, it is not that we need to destroy the nature and we need to place it indoors. We need to balance all the factors where the raw materials are easily available and it doesn't harm the environment or the nature. And by improving the machines, we can do it in a better way.
And we need to have some cost-effective machinery, because when we need to keep more budget, we'll adjust the making of production. So when we keep less money, we can try to make more production. We'll be more interested in it. So we need to make some cost-effective machinery where we can produce more and less expensive.
First of all, if we start importing goods from the foreign countries, we can increase production in our country. So the main thing of this particular aspect is we have to increase production in India. The quality of the raw material plays a main aspect in doing so.
The main problem of not increasing the production in India country is the availability of raw materials and the proper place. So we need to find new places and where it's more effective and more useful and starting a factory and manufacturing the products.
In my point of view, we can increase production by using new technologies and advanced machines, and like the automated machines and robotics. With the help of them, they will work very fastly and efficiently. So the production will increase without any strain for the laborers. And by introducing new features to the products, will also increase the production, and we can import to other countries. And I think that innovations and creative ideas can change the face of the modernized manufacturing.
Solution for this problem, I think, is providing a extreme amount of raw material, but also maintaining the proper acknowledgement to keep the raw materials in the proper way of order, but where the raw materials are getting supply over the factories and manufacturing capability, what I have to say is by implementing the amount of raw material in the including sectors where if a cotton is, they should provide a access amount of land to give a farmers land and manufacture from these factories by this taking from raw material from directly to the farmer. Actually, happens, it is supposed to do for the farmer's sake and increases manufacturing capital.
According to me, the production only happens if machinery work increases with the help of robotics and human. With the help of robotics and human work, we have to guide the people where who works with the machineries, and we build the factories where we have infrastructure, and we should have a good transport system. So government should look into this matter.
We must have some automated machines where they work with command tasks and complete the work in very effective and less time. And we also need to concentrate on demand and supply. Where some products are much demanded in one place, and we need to supply more and more so we can produce more and more in that place.
And we should also have proper storage facilities, because without storage facilities we cannot produce more items and store for long term. So for that we should increase storage facilities. And the next one is publicity. Without giving the publicity in the public, our products will not sell in the market. And publicity is the best thing, and which will increase our demand and create a awareness in the people so that we can sell more products.
In my opinion, increasing production does not mean only producing goods. It also means that the people who buy that is also mandatory. Only producing goods is not satisfying solution for that, because if more goods are produced, if the people are not able to buy those goods, those all will be waste. And if the goods produced were affordable for the people, those will be more produced, then it will be okay for all the people.
In my point of view, the missionaries also should be updated with the technology, and also through the globalization, the world economics, and other countries are also inviting the other countries' products in their country. Without compromising on the quality, one should have a very good quality products so that the products will be sold properly in the international market as well. And also coming to the labors, the skill development is also a very important factor in the production of the items. And while coming to the skill development, the country has to be take the initiative that there should be some skill development centers so that the labor can acquire the knowledge so that they work with the proper new technologies. That's it.
In my opinion, we can increase productivity not only with hard work, we can increase productivity with smart work at present situation. And smart work can be happened by using machinery and all the robotics. And for increased productivity, we also need adequate amount of raw materials from the farmers getting in fields. And all this can happen with the proper planning and proper maintenance. All these are very important. And the time is most important thing in productivity. If we postpone or if we procrastinate anything to produce, then it takes more time and will affect the productivity.
We are all concerned with the machinery and increasing of the technology, but once if machinery is completely advanced, then who will work with it? It is a lot of unemployment. And if continues, then in future machines will be getting out. There are some things definitely which machines can't and only humans can produce. Maybe milk from cow can be manufactured with the help of machines, but it can be best done with the help of man. So according to me, not only improving the machines, also increasing the labor work and all must be done. Otherwise, in future, only machines will be continued.
In the sake of increasing the productivity, no one is focusing on the quality of the output. So what I want to think is we have to develop such a technology and scientific method for which we can focus on.
Skilled and trained workers should be applied by the government so that they can train the people who the people don't know about that particular aspect. So that if they can train, they can work well. If the workers group are not good, then they also can't produce more important goods, and the goods will be spoiled.
To produce any product, first we need an entrepreneur. So it is very important that government should support the entrepreneurs by helping them.
Producing more machinery or more products does not mean that we should produce more products. We should produce the useful products and affordable products where it can be sold to all people. We need to focus on that thing and we need to produce only useful things which are sold by the consumers. I think we have made the solutions. So let's move to the next topic.
Well, as far as this discussion is concerned, you just not focus only on the machinery and the production part, but also on the labor and also the development of the people, and that is something that is very fruitful, I would say. So let's move on to the next thing, and for this, you will be given 15 minutes of focus on that. So for the third thing, it is reasons why renewable energy generation is very limited, and how can we increase that?
Because all the renewable energies need high infrastructure and they are very costly and over our industry implanting them. And even all the infrastructure are designed by the MNC rather than local. That's why no one are interested in purchasing them. And in order to increase, they have to be made locally in each and every country. And we have to focus on the new upcoming technologies like wind and even the geothermal energy and cryogenics and all, so that we can increase the renewable energy sources and it will not be called limited.
According to me, renewable energy is that people doesn't know what is renewable energy. We are studying in schools, that's why we have limited, even though we are also having limited knowledge about it. Most of the people doesn't know about it, and even if they know, they are too costly to buy. And why is it costly? And when you go on the roads, would you buy diamonds or would you buy cheap things? Definitely you would buy cheap things because the availability of them is more. Anything, the cost depends upon the availability of the material. If the availability is too less, then people buy more cost. And if the availability is too mass, then also people will get it very easy, so they buy less cost. And when it is too rare, then definitely it must be costly. And when it is costly, people doesn't use it. So the first primary thing we have to do is to make available. And not only using costly things, by using our local things, if we try to generate renewable energy, then it can be much more useful for the people.
Renewable energy resources are mostly not used because of lack of investment and lack of the applications of the renewable energy. Like as we see, we have solar system all over the world widely used, but in India most of the houses do use solar systems. No, right? They only focus on normal energy because they don't know how to use it or how they can't afford it. So government must also concentrate on affording the renewable resources it can be used in normal people. So they can use, and the lack of awareness will be completely eradicated.
As in my point of view, think if every rain falls, the water will be flowing into the sea. But when government builds the reservoirs, the water will be stored there. When government builds the dams, water will be shared to all the rivers and to all the villages. So, like this, we want to save our renewable resources. And when we come to solar energy, see, I think in foreign countries, there are solar panels in every home. But when we see India, if there is solar panels, they're thinking they are just keeping the solar panels just for fun. But foreign countries know what is the use of that, but we want to be aware. And when we are aware, we can know what is the use of that. And these renewable resources are limited in this generation. I think in future generation, these renewable will be non-renewable. Why? Because we are wasting this. When we stop wasting this, when we stop conserving this, we can make it unlimited to our future generations, and we want to say the future generations also to be aware of this.
In my point of view, renewable resources are costly and but in some conditions is unavailable. When we have heavy rainfall, the solar panels can affect properly. And not only that, we can even though we need to concentrate on renewable resources, because if we use non-renewable resources, it creates a lot of pollution. So, in order to control the pollution, we need to use the renewable resources wisely. Thank you.
In olden days, we have an abundance of renewable energy, but at present we have limited renewable energy because of the misuse of them and lack of awareness of how to use it in a proper way. So, in my opinion, how to overcome that problem is that it is dependent upon the climatic situations. But let's take an example. In the summer season, let us depend upon the solar energy, and in the rainy season, let us depend upon the hydro energy, which is produced from forceful flow of water. And in winter season, let us depend upon the wind energy. Like that, we can overcome the renewable resources shortage. I think so.
legislators which are in the country should take the initiative to produce current renewable resources. That means, for example, if you take the renewable arm, we know that the power is produced with the help of windmills, but now they are also using the electricity. So if this stops, then only the renewable resources uses will come into our daily life.
While using renewable resources, we not only should not concentrate on how to use wide range of renewable resources, we should not only concentrate on the reducing the infrastructure of the renewable resources. Because when we need to have more infrastructure, most affordable to that. So we make it in miniature and can be available, made it available to all, so that everyone can use at low cost and easy way. We should make it easy to use.
Renewable resources that are going to be limited to the lack of knowledge of this. We make a proper knowledge by keeping some sessions over TV channels and promoting ads to use the renewable resources like solar panels. It is very costly to buy solar panels to everyone, but it makes a proper way to supply to each and every village to give their power plant presentation in a village by getting the solar panel. By wind energy, they have to prepare with an electricity usages in the forest areas, and these problems can grow up the renewable resources.
First of all, the uses of petrol and diesel should be stopped. So the natural resources which we have, such as coal, and first of all, we have to use the solar energy as a fuel for the business. So it means we are reducing the pollution as well as we are creating a nature-friendly environment to every individual in a particular body. Addressing the issue, the renewable energy is not that right. Take for example Tata Nexon. Tata Nexon is available in both petrol model and electric or PV model. While coming to the petrol, if one has empty fuel, then you can go to the filling station, you can fill in 2 minutes. But when coming to the Nexon means, it takes about 1 hour 15 minutes to charge completely. So that the reliability on the renewable energy has to be improved, and the infrastructure also has to be improved on the renewable energy, and the common man must understand and accept the fact that there will be no fossil fuels or coal in the future, and they have to adapt to the renewable energy so that they can be survive in the future.
As I want to say, when we take the petrol will be the fuel of the bike or any motor vehicle. But modern petrol, which hydrogen. Hydrogen is the best fuel for any motor vehicle. Petrol is the normal source of hydrogen is H2O. When we convert H2O into hydrogen in our motor vehicles, then it will be a fuel. We know that H2O is enough to us. More than enough to have in seawater, in ocean water. So when we change, when we convert it into H2, that will the fuel of mouth vehicles. So we can save our petrol, which is now renewable, but in future it will be not renewable. It will not renewable if you use like this. So we want to get away, and all of us want to get away.
Shifting from one energy source to another energy source is very difficult as it is very costly. So along with that, we don't have that much of awareness on this issue. So but to give awareness, we should use the renewable resources even though they are costly, and give some awareness to the people to use the renewable resources, and that will be habituated for them.
We need to update the renewable infrastructure in such a way. We used to have computers that filled with the whole building or whole room, and we are fitted into a cell phone. It is cost affordable and easy to use. In such a way, we need to make the renewable energy resources so available to all, where we can use easily in a very small way and short way. And it must be on all our minds that renewable energy sources are most renewable in our daily life.
You know that we have abundance renewable resources, but at past 2 years we have faced for COVID-19, and in that situation, many of the oxygen tanks are supplied. Even though we have oxygen abundance, but many of the oxygen tanks are supplied, and many of them are buying that. And we should get awareness, and we should should explain everyone to get awareness on that these renewable resources, that even though water at present situation we are buying water which is present renewably, we should get everyone to get awareness on that, and should get everyone awareness on that the plant need to increase oxygen production, and should request government that get a subsidy for solar plantation to every house or any fields. Thank you.
As we are all very educated, we know what is a renewable resource and what is a non-renewable resource. But in rural areas, they don't know about the renewable resources. They don't know how to use it. They only know about the electricity. So the government should take the initiative to bring awareness about the people in the rural areas. So that is the first implementation of the renewable resources in India. The development should be started in rural areas. The people in the urban areas can be developed because as they were get educated, but they don't know how to develop. So this makes a sense that renewable energy resources is going to take part in our future generations.
But the reason for this is the laziness of people. Now we are saying discuss about solar energy and wind. Are we having solar energy at home? Maybe one or two, but we all are aware of it, but are we having? So people must get complete awareness of it. And when electricity is that highly and easily coming to our house, who cares to get about solar energy? And when we know complete harms and effects of it, then only we should take it. So awareness is the most important thing that all people must have in society.
Well, actually, for this, as of now, you just not focus on technology in the sense. So, you started from the basic part, that is creating awareness among the people who belong to rural and even the urban areas, poor uneducated, and that is something that needs to be appreciated. And I think you can have a 5 minutes break. They just will be giving their suggestions to you right now. You can have a 5 minutes. Well, stay here.